Tantor Audio presents A Most Scandalous Proposal by Ashlyn MacNamara. Narrated by Veida Dehmlow. Chapter 1. April 1816, London. William Ludlow wagers £5,000 that Miss Julia St. Clair will become the next Countess of Clivesden. Benedict Revelstoke reread the lines in White's infamous betting book. What the devil? His fingers constricted about the quill, just shy of crushing it. Right. He'd been about to sign on his friend's wager. Some idiocy, no doubt. Hardly worth the bother now. The book's most recent inscription was scrawled, for all the world to see, in gold ink, no less. How fitting. Gold ink for Ludlow, whom many of the Ton's ladies dubbed their golden boy. The man's lack of a title did nothing to diminish their opinion. Upperton nudged him. "What's the matter? Your feet coming over icy all of a sudden?" Lead blocks would be more accurate, but Benedict was not about to admit to that. He laid the quill aside and jabbed a finger at the heavy vellum page. "Have you seen this?" The page darkened as his oldest friend peered over his shoulder. "Clivesden? Thought he was married." Ludlow's a jumped-up bacon-brain. "And what's Miss Julia got to do with either of them?" "I've no idea, but I intend to find out." He released a breath between clenched teeth. Appalling how so-called gentlemen will lay bets on young ladies of good reputation. Young ladies in general, or Miss Julia in particular? Ignoring the jibe, Benedict turned on his heel and strode down the steps to the pavement. A glance at his pocket watch told him it was 10 minutes past 11, still early by the Ton's standards. That was something. At least he knew where he'd find Julia at such an hour. He sighed at the prospect of dodging a passel of marriage-minded misses, but he'd be damned before he let some idiot besmirch her reputation. Julia stiffened her arms, but her dance partner refused to take the hint. Dash it! He held her too close for propriety's sake. Hang propriety! On that last turn, he'd actually tightened his grip so much her breasts grazed the front of his tailcoat. Too close for comfort. So she did what any self-respecting young lady would do, and trod on his toes. "I do beg your pardon, my lord." The lie slid easily from her lips. Lord Chudley's smile faded, and his grip slackened, along with his jowls. "Not at all." Thankfully, the final notes of the waltz rose to the high ceiling of Lady Postlethwaite's ballroom a moment later, and Julia backed out of her partner's greedy embrace, stopping short when her skirt brushed against a dancer to her rear. "If you'll excuse me." Chudley eyed her up and down, before his red-rimmed gaze halted at a spot several inches below her chin. "Are you engaged for the next set?" What could he be thinking? The roué. He was 40 if he was a day, and a strong hint of brandy surrounded him like a cloud. Julia made a show of consulting her dance card. "No, I actually find I'm rather exhausted," she added, before he could ask her for the next dance. "It's the crowd. Dreadful crush, as it is every year, of course. Perhaps a turn on the terrace." Drat! The man was relentless. Julia cast a swift glance about the ballroom. Unfortunately, Lord Chudley was right about the crush. So many members of the Ton packed in one spot, the men in starched linen and intricate cravats, the ladies in pastel ball gowns. It was a wonder anyone could move at all. Attendees wove past one another with polite smiles and quick pardon, intertwining like maypole dancers. Convenient for Lord Chudley, though, if he wanted an excuse to brush against her a bit.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?